Well, Anglo American is launching the world's first hydrogen-powered truck today. Now, this is supposed to be a way to revolutionize the mining industry, which is a fuel-intensive, and it will cut costs for the sector. Let's get more detail on what this is all about. Newzroom Afrika's Pelane Phakgadi is in the area of Mogalakwena. This is in Limpopo at the launch of this hydrogen-powered truck. Pelane Phakgadi, I see a massive vehicle behind you. In fact, one of the people who are actually getting onto that truck, possibly to the driving seat, they're using a staircase to get up there. The significance of this, I mean, the truck itself is significant, make no mistake, but talk to us about what this truck is meant to do.
Well, I can tell you that it's a howling truck, and the main reason behind it really is to try and ensure that all the operations that are happening here around the mine, which is primarily dealing with with the withdrawal of the platinum here in the area, comes in a cost-effective manner. And you've seen how the PGMs have really done well in the last few years, and giving us a sign that it is still the heartbeat of the economy here in our country. But perhaps that particular question, just to give us even in more detail, I'm going to bring in Ms. Famida Smith, just to give us an indication here. In Anglo American, you say this is the first one of its kind, and this is one of your biggest plans around the world, and you brought it here in South Africa. The president will be one of the people who are meant to go on top of it. But somebody might ask, why should we care about hydrogen? What's the importance of this truck?
So in terms of answering that question, I need to first explain the current diesel engines to you. So the normal ICE engines, which is your normal diesel and petrol engines, they take your petrol and your diesel, they burn, and when they start burning to generate your power to drive your vehicle, it generates CO2, so for diesel, it generates diesel particulate matter, which is carcinogenous, so it can cause cancer. It generates emissions such as your SOx and NOxes, which is very bad for the environment. So this beauty of a vehicle you see here behind me uses hydrogen. What happens is the fuel cell that is on board has our platinum group metals in it. The platinum group metals split the hydrogen. When the hydrogen splits into its positive and negative ions, the negative ions generate power. The positive ions combine with oxygen from the air and forms water. So the only thing this vehicle has going out of it is pure water.
Sure.
So that is a major improvement.
I mean, I can tell you that one might even get lost even in the explanation of it, so on. But it really does sound like a big innovation as far as this is concerned. A number of units, perhaps, that you're looking to have across the platinum. You have your Rustenburg belts that you might even want to be using this kind of a hauling truck there. Do you perhaps foresee the increment of this particular fleet?
So this is the first prototype. At Mogalakwena, we have about 40 of these vehicles, and across our mining operations, we have over 400 vehicles. So just tying back to your first question, what does that mean from a global perspective? When you're talking CO2 emissions, putting these vehicles, all 400 into play, will reduce or remove CO2 emissions for about 500,000 diesel vehicles on the road.
Maybe just to touch on this, you and I spoke about it a little bit off air, but what is the significance as far as a cost is concerned? Yes, you are still on the prototype, but what do you think, what do you foresee in the future as far as cost is concerned?
So with this development and the innovation through our technical development team, the idea is to bring down the cost. So really to focus on components on the vehicle where you can bring down that price point, and it's really not only the vehicle but the production of green hydrogen, so around the electrolyzer technology, around the compressor technology. So what actually happens is, with economies of scale, as you start getting more and more of these systems on the road, the price point comes down because you have better ways to manufacture the equipment, you can optimize your cost, and with optimizing your cost, you decrease it.
Definitely. Thank you very much. That's Ms. Famida Smith. They're just giving us an indication as far as the cost is concerned. So this is what one could say a key plus for the platinum metal groups here in South Africa, because they could be able, it's an energy intensive area where you need the diesel and as well as the petrol really to ensure that the motors are operating. And I've seen a lot of solar panels here to try and as well mitigate the rising prices as far as energy is concerned. So this particular hydrogen truck, in addition to try and ensure that the operations can be at a minimal cost, I'm sure that's one thing that they want to be going through. So the president will be here. The CEO of Anglo is also here. And I think it will be very much important and pertinent to ask those key questions as to what does it mean for the workers as well. If they are going to be cutting the costs as far as that is concerned, I'm sure the strike there in Carltonville could be something that they can be able to talk about and perhaps even mitigate the circumstances and be able to give the 1,000 rands that the workers are currently complaining about. Tolly?
Pelane Phakgadi, thank you very much. For the time being, we'll take you back to Pelane as soon as we have an update.